Special thanks to Ben Hollandsworth for the inspiration, essentially, for today's episode. Ben, as some of you will know, has started his own little content journey. He's a couple of weeks into it now, creating these daily videos. And he came to the realization, I think it was yesterday's episode, that the amount of time that he's spending adding the captions, little subtitles down the bottom, he could actually be spending doing something else. And so he realized that he's spending so much time on that he's not spending enough time on creating new content, or maybe writing a blog post or an article or something along those lines. And the interesting thing about it was that Ben wasn't really sure whether he made the right decision or not. And my take on that is, I never really care in my organization if people make a wrong decision. I just care if they make a bad decision. And the difference is that really a bad decision is one in which you haven't made the effort, you haven't considered all the possible different scenarios, you haven't done your homework, you haven't sort of talked to all the stakeholders, you basically haven't got all the information that you could have got. It was there ready to get. You took the lazy option and just basically went with your gut or went with someone else's suggestion. Now, that could still be a wrong decision or it could be a right decision. It really just depends on a whole bunch of other factors that may be outside of your knowledge or outside of your control. And so I don't care if the decision is ultimately wrong. All I care about is that it's good. And what Ben has essentially done has got to a good decision, because he's walked through the process of the pros and cons of keeping captions or not. He hasn't just decided it's too hard, I'm not going to worry about it. He also hasn't just said, well, I must have captions because everybody says you should. He's sort of assessed his personal circumstance, made his decision based on the best available information. And so to my mind, that's a good decision. Whether it turns out to be a wrong decision, well, only time will really tell. And we won't know necessarily whether it's just because of that or whether there were other factors involved, because there's always other factors involved. So to me, a bad decision is one in which you are lazy, don't make the effort. It could still be a wrong decision either way, but a good decision is one in which you make the effort, use all the available resources, information, do your homework essentially. That's a good decision. Whether it's right or wrong actually doesn't really matter, as long as the process that you followed was a sound one and a good one.